darling station, The Living Television. We are here again today on your favorite edition of Issues of the Moment. In today's Issues of the Moment, we'll be looking at what is happening in the citadel of our learning, that is the ASUU in Nigeria, and also the federal government's position of no work, no pay. What will be the resultant effect of this decision, and how are the ASUU taking it? What is the stand of Nigerian considering the public universities in Nigeria? And what is the hope of the common man? On this discussion, I have from my far left, St. Moses Obunna. St. Moses Obunna is a practicing lawyer, a philosopher, and also a public affairs analyst. St. Moses, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. Good morning, viewers.
After St. Moses, we have Honorable Emeka Ihedru. Honorable Emeka Ihedru is a foremost legislator in our local government, Aba North, and also one of the founding members of PDP in the state here. Honorable, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me. Good afternoon, viewers.
All right, I want to start with you, St. Moses Obunna. Recently, what is trending in our public universities is the decision of our government, the federal government, who have decided that they'll maintain their no work, no pay. After about 8 months of sit at home by the lecturers, also because of fulfilled agreement with the federal government. Recently, the Speaker of the Federal House of Assembly, Femi Gbajabiamila, invited them and had a meeting with the ASUU. They agreed on certain things and salient points, which was accepted. And the ASUU had to go back to classes. Unfortunately, when it came to payment, they were paid half salary. And on inquiry, the federal government told them, through the Minister of Education, Adamu, told them that they are not going to pay more than that they are insisting on no work, no pay. Then the ASUU saw the whole thing as a big disappointment, having agreed with the Speaker of the House, Gbajabiamila. With this, and they've maintained this no work, no pay, what do you think the ASUU will do next?
What else will they do? I hope there is a threat which ASUU has posited, that if the federal government should insist that they need to go back to strike. And I do not think the ASUU I know, because if I were ASUU myself, I will not accept half salary. Half salary will be making the lecturers, and when you talk about ASUU, you are not talking about secondary school children. You are not talking about primary school teachers. Even if you are talking about primary school teachers, you're not talking about children. You're talking about professors. People with the expertise. People who are molding the future of the people upon whose hand
lies the future.
The future of the youths of this country. Molding them to what we want this country, this great nation Nigeria, to become. And we are coming to toy with them to say, because they have a legitimate demand, because they demanded for you to fulfill an agreement you have earlier reached, you now threaten to chastise them as kids, to give them half salaries. Of course, they're expecting strike. And the way I have seen the ASUU strike that we have.
Okay, Honorable, what will be your position? The Speaker of the Federal House was able to hold them in a meeting and made a serious promise. And this promise also held back, even when the court had asked them to go back to classes. They were not ready to do that. But after the meeting with Gbajabiamila, they decided to go to the meeting. But all the meetings, it looks as if none is coming to bear.
You see, the thing is...
And as you look at that, I will also want you to look at, was Gbajabiamila talking on his behalf, or was he talking for the government?
I think From my own point of view, the Bajabiamila, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, was only being sentimental or compassionate, to the plight of the students. You understand? Not that the federal government, talking about the president, as it were, was ready to concede to the demands of ASUU, because you see ASUU and the federal government. You look at the labor minister, Dr. Chris Ngige. You look at the education minister. Adamu. They are all playing the cards of the president. So look at the
president or presidency.
You see, the president. I want us to narrow.
They are not playing the card of the president. We have not had the president say anything on this issue.
Yes,
it appears to us they are playing the cards of the presidency.
That's I want to narrow it down, because at the end of the day, the buck stops at his table. You understand? So now they are playing his card, because since he has refused to say anything. You know that silence to some extent means acceptance. You understand? Which means what they are playing, sometimes, in most cases, body languages and some of the, body language can be very eloquent. The body language of the Mr. President in this circumstance is very eloquent. He has refused to say something, whether in the positive or in the negative, and these people are acting. And Nigerians are demanding relieve these people of their positions, because they are not acting in the interest of Nigerians. It means they are acting in the interest of the president. That is exactly what it is. So now, if you now want to look at council said, considering ASUU going back to strike and something like that, the thing now is that it's like let me paint this scenario. A woman that just walked out of her marriage. You understand? It wasn't the husband that said that this marriage is over. She went to her family. After a long while, the husband refused to come back to her to bring her back, and now she now wants to come back. So that shame is there. You understand? Remember, ASUU was twisted into calling off the strike. The federal government used judiciary against them. Secured a judgment, whether good or bad, a secured judgment against the strike. And now Bajabiamila stepped in as a kind of face saving. So after all the negotiations, now Bajabiamila can't even talk again, because he has been put to shame. Because there was no mandate. Yes, he didn't have the mandate. Bajabiamila. Yes.
He only came in to see if reason. Do you see, when we talk about these old men coming to determine the future of the youth, you see that all of them who are old, all of them who have trained their children, not in Nigeria, overseas,
and those especially having credential issues. You understand? That's another thing.
Many of them did not go to school. Yes. They claim to have what they are putting forward. Listen, let me tell you. If you know what is called protocol, that's why I may not blame Mr. President. This evil called protocol, you may even be surprised to know that Mr. President does not know. They have not brought to his notice what decision these people who are saying have salary.
No, Council, I don't agree with you.
Listen, let me tell you.
I don't agree with you.
Let me tell you.
You mean that our president doesn't watch news? He doesn't read the papers? So we don't have a docile president who is not in tune with current affairs. Every day, he's on hourly basis. The president receives reports
and has made
on the state of the nation.
That is where I want you to go. He receives report.
Yes.
Has the report been given to him? That's what I'm telling you about the evil of protocol. Listen, no matter how important you are in government, if you are not scheduled to see Mr. President, you will not see him.
That's true.
No matter what you have come to say. You see, if the people who do the scheduling are the presidency who do not want the future of the youths to be taken care of. They won't schedule even the minister of Labour to see Mr. President. I'm not saying that we are having a docile president. I am saying that if these cabals, how many years did they and us reach this agreement?
Yes, sir, but
how much is involved in this money we are talking about?
But these agreements were not done in secrecy. That's what I'm saying. They are in public domain. You understand? The media, there's media coverage to all these things. So they address the media.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying.
Before, do you know the schedule of the president?
So
do you know what to bomb? Why does he have ministers?
Do we need to schedule the president to watch television news? The cabal, do they also need to schedule the president to watch?
Do you think Mr. President has that time to be watching news every day?
Yeah, if he doesn't have that time, it's unfortunate.
That is because the load upon him. Listen, let me tell you, I am not deriding the president. I am saying that the duty of the president is to receive reports of the ministers. It's like
but can't say also
like God. Do you know why we call God? Oh no. It's because the angels he sent to bring reports. He trusts them. So they have unfettered access to God the head to tell him my activities. And because he knows my activities, your activities, the angels that brings it are duty bound to tell me unbiased report of whom you are. When the man who goes to Mr. President gives him a biased report, and the Mr. President is believing sincerely that this man is bringing a report that he should implement, and he goes ahead to implement it. When you have a bad minister, or have bad ministers surrounding you, my brother, you will be a bad president. If you have bad advisors surrounding you as a governor, you will be a bad governor. Most of these governors who don't pay salary, who don't pay pension,
they don't know that those salaries have not been paid.
It depends on what is brought to them. Listen, let me tell you, I've been in government. I've been in a position where
I have a different position to this.
That is why I say, if you go to the evil called protocol. If I am in government today, the first thing I will remove is protocol. Do you know that if you are driving and see your mother being beaten on the street as governor, you can't stop?
Yeah, but
protocol will not allow you to see your mother if your mother is at the gate.
Council, that's an entirely different thing.
It's not it's the message.
Okay, let us not.
We are saying that the president should overhaul his ministry.
But
remove these men who are not bringing this information, correct information to him.
So how will he know? Because you are trying to exonerate him. You are trying to tell Nigerians on national television that the president does not know what his ministers are doing. So, but I am telling you that he is the man that should be in charge. He knows what they are doing. Otherwise, this thing has been on television and national television.
You are saying almost the same thing about semantics. But look at it again. From this angle, when we are talking about Mr. President, they had a NEC meeting, National Executive Council meeting, where the ministers, both the labor and that
they come with their memos.
They were all there with Mr. President. When the Mr. President also insisted, Adama Adamoli had to speak out. It was Mr. President that insisted that no work, no pay. But this is something that they had discussed earlier and agreed.
No work, no pay. They agreed that the ASUU went back. At that NEC meeting, did they discuss the issue of half salary?
That it was the issue of the half salary that brought about no work, no pay. That all these months they were told they should not be paid. Reason from the reason there given by Adamu, he said because they want to look for a way to ensure that this exercise strike in Nigeria will stop.
Beautiful. That boils down to what I am saying. Adamu is advising the president that the only way they can stop incessant strike, even if you are being flogged,
you remain in class.
You remain in class because you have been caged.
Is that fair?
Good. That is why I said there is a bad minister that ought to be removed who is giving a bad advice on the president.
No, but
Adamu, who is he? Yeah. What did he read? What qualification has he? What has he? Does he know?
Adamu is a professor, I think.
He's a professor.
He's a professor.
He's a professor.
He's a professor.
It's a shame. It's a shame.
Look at
But I want you also, honorable, remember that this same Adamu apologized to Nigerians for failing.
Yes, he has done
And
that.
then he is continuing to fail.
That is why when I was talking to I was trying to, I told you that I'm having a different position from council, because you see, Adamu came on national television and apologized to Nigerians that he has failed as a minister. Even on that point, he ought to have resigned or shown the way out. You understand? But none of these two were done. You understand? The president, the thing is that, Mr. President, I'm still looking for a better word to use other than docile. You understand? He does not understand what is going on he does not understand what is going on around his table. You understand? Now, common sense makes some demands, places some demands on the president or any office holder. That common sense in this regard now has to do with the children of the poor. These are your citizens, and they have been at home. Who also ought to have been in school studying. This is the future of Nigeria we are talking about. They have been at home for the past 8 months, and you don't care. And these people who are the future molders, talking about the professors and all these lecturers, they are the future molders. They are molding these future Nigerians. So you said that you are going to pay them half salary when they are all even agitating before they have salary. What led to this agitation? Among the points that led to the agitation is that, or the protest, is that they are not having a fair treatment, while in their various workplaces. So, and you are not trying to worsen the situation, saying that you are giving them. Yes, I said part of it. I just picked one.
Unconducive atmosphere.
Unconducive, which is even for the now. What is the classification of Nigerian universities? Around the whole world. Where is Nigerian university placed? Even around Africa, even in the Western Africa.
Because the people who are manning the affairs of this nation are old men.
Yeah, not only that.
They don't have any future. No, for us, no. They have expired. As far as this country is concerned, they have expired. They have the money they need. They are so comfortable. It is like going to them and tell them a bag of rice is 50 naira. They say
50,000 naira.
50,000. They say, hey, what is 50,000 naira? Is that why you are crying? Because to them, 50,000 naira is like 50 kobo. They have this money. They don't feel the pains you feel. They don't feel the things you feel.
Yes,
they don't lack the things you lack. That is why the new order of Nigeria is saying, old men, give way. Yeah. We need the youths. Yes. We need young president. We need young ministers. We need people who will know that their children are still in secondary school. All these people, their children are no more in secondary school. Their children are no more in university.
That's what
I also want you to look at from what Sir Moses is saying. You remember that while as we talk about ASUU, while they were on strike, you also know that even the wife of Mr. President displayed a picture of one of their relations in foreign university.
Yes, graduated.
So that almost all the ministers, governors, and so on, we don't have any of their children in any of our public universities. Don't you think that is a reason or major reason why they are treating the ASUU this way? Yeah,
I will come to that. But before I answer this question, let me also tell us something. I don't agree totally that is a result of because of age deficit, and that is why, or age difference, that is why we are having the problem we are having, because after all, Donald Trump, is way in his 70s, was in 70s when he was the president of America. Joe Biden is also in his 70s. They are all old men, but this that you have people.
Old man in America is different from old man.
No, it has to do with
Very
an individual.
Yeah, listening is different.
It has to do with an individual. Obasanjo is an old man, but he reasons differently and acts differently. Now, somebody like this person, former aviation minister, FFK, is a young man, yet his thinking and his character, he's not a person of character. You understand? If you place that person, his kind of person now in any ministry, take for example, this Minister of Education will have a worst case scenario. So it doesn't have to do with age. So let me come down to what you are saying. You see, I'm thinking that this country has, based on this all this drama that is happening everywhere, that is bringing so much embarrassment to us, especially in the education sector, that let there be an enactment, let there be a law making it mandatory, call it federal laws, a state law, amendment of the Constitution that will make it mandatory that whosoever that will hold the office of the Minister for Education in this country must have his children school in this country and must have been a product of a Nigerian university, even if he goes out to make his master's or other advanced degrees, but let it be that his first degree was acquired here in the country. So when you make it a condition like that, it will help to checkmate this thing. Even somebody that is going to be the commissioner of education at the state level. But again, I still have to say this. Most of these people are doing all these things to maintain their job. Their principal, what is the body language of their principal? Their principal is aware of all these things.
All right, what is the body language of the principal? We are going to go on a very short break. I remember here in Issues of the Moment, some weeks back, we've discussed and talked about with us that all those, the top notches in government, ranging from the president down to the House of Assembly, once you are holding any public office in Nigeria, there will be no need. If it should be a law, if it should be promulgated, whichever way they are going to do it, they don't have right to send their children abroad. That is why our educational sector is suffering. Somebody suggested that, and I think we're going to look at it. When we come back from this break, we are going to continue Issues of the Moment. We'll as well continue as we look into the implications on our students and the common man. Don't go away. Keep watching Living TV.
Allow me to enjoy myself. I love you.
Have you heard that Living Television, the latest satellite station on SatView channel, is received all over Nigeria and Africa? You can watch Living Television on every free-to-air HD decoder, including Strong HD and CSAT HD. Why keep paying for monthly subscriptions when you can have fun for free? With Living Television, you can watch lots of wrestling, football, documentaries, and Nigerian films, including discussions and debates on current Nigeria issues. Watch free live matches on La Liga Spain cum Serie A, Italy cum Bundesliga, German League 1, and French matches on over 80 premium channels. Wow! You can also sponsor your programs such as live church services and crusades, political rallies, burial and wedding ceremonies, promotional interviews, announcements, advertisements, documentaries, and commercials. We are situated at number 1 Judges Street off Ikoregbane Road, Aba, Abia State. For further enquiries, call 0805 367 3900. Signed, Management.
I love you.
You're still there watching Living TV. We are back on Issues of the Moment. Remember, we are discussing ASUU and the federal government order of no work, no pay. All right, Sir Moses, I'm going to come back to you with what is happening. We've talked much about the government and their reactions to this. What do you think what impact is it going to create on the common man and even our students?
And when ASUU perfects their threat, because I've heard their chairman say that we should expect murder of all strikes. That means the moment they go, it is blackout on all our universities. That means our youths will be redundant. They will not be doing anything. We will now have the students pouring into the society to join the unemployed youths. And I think that was the prophecies of Chief Bola Ahmed Tinubu when he was advising Erufai to turn a hopeless situation into a bad one. I think it is like that.
Yes.
So our hopeless situation
Will be turned
into a very bad situation. See, I think that was a prophecy, and that prophecy made. But another thing that will happen is that they are telling the youths to reclaim their country. They are telling the youths in strongest terms that this is their opportunity to shine their eyes and open their eyes and make sure that whosoever shall be the president, the next president of this country, shall be one who is or equivalent to what we will call a youth. One who has capacity. Not to rely on, when you mentioned Obasanjo, when Obasanjo was the president, who were the ministers? That was the regime when we saw
young people.
Agile young people, the Agunilés, the Okodiwelas, the Obi, the Erufayes of this world. These were men whom President
Obasanjo picked
in his humor. He said, Nayadura. The day they pulled down the house of the then PDP national president, national chairman, yes. They ran to Obasanjo, the man ran to Obasanjo. People say I'm not working. Is that number for me? Okay, go and meet them now. Like you are thorough. You say, we need ministers whose wings should be flowing as if they were the Michaels and the Gabriels and the Holy Spirits of this world to advise Mr. President. Mr. President is caged. In his office, you can't see him on the street.
That's right.
He does not ride without his glasses turned up. There is protocol that tells him where to follow. If the road you are complaining is bad, Mr. President, the protocol will not lead him there. They will lead him to the road that is good. And they will tell him that the road we pass now is how all the roads in Nigeria is. And he will believe them, believing that the people he has got. That's why we said there is the presidency, there is the president. It is what the presidency has given to him.
Before you round up, Obasanjo said in his administration that was the best time education experienced a boom. He said in his administration, lecturers were able to buy cars and build houses.
Good. With allowances only. And that with the allowances alone, they were.
Yes.
What happened to our economy? Did it shut down that we are no longer able to equip our universities or to pay our lecturers? That one will threaten them after not equipping the universities, that you cannot pay them their well-deserved and salary because you don't have your child here, because you think our youths are lazy, because you think we have youths that you treat anyhow and get away with it. This is a campaign period. They are campaigning for Nigeria. They are telling the youths what will befall them if they fail to make the right choice this time. That's why we are clamoring for Uchobi movement. Uchobi movement. When people will come together and say, this is the kind of president we want, this is the kind of governor we want. Not a situation you tell us you built one state 20 years ago. You cannot log even pronounce your name in the public. Then we will begin to vote you because you built a state 20 or 30 years ago. Therefore, when you come now, you are almost bedridden. You will reincarnate the experience you used in building your state 20 years ago and now. It will not be possible. The youth have come up. I learned the court the other day, asked INEC to resume registration of voters. I don't know what INEC is doing. This is the time we will change the education system. This is the time we will pay our lecturers. This is the time our students will learn when we make the right choice and vote in the right president.
All right, before I come back to you, you made a statement that elicited a question in me, but I'll come back to that. Right, Honorable, talking about these ASUU and the effect on our students. You remember that one of the state ministers, a junior minister, once said that the Nigerian government cannot borrow 3.1 trillion or what because of education to pay salaries. I compare it with what is happening now, and no work, no pay.
Yeah, it's quite unfortunate. Some of the statements, are credited to some of these our ministers and executive office holders is very, very unfortunate. Hearing some of these things from them. If you cannot borrow to pay salaries, the other monies that you have borrowed, where have you plugged them into? You cannot account for the monies that you have borrowed. Now borrow this one. Let's say Nigerians will see it and feel it. Pay to groom our future. Just don't say that the future. It is our future, because the country is the future. I mean, the youth of this country is the future of the country. And that's why I totally agree with what Council has said regarding the youth, using their youthful energy to reclaim their country. Now, it is now or never. Whether they want to remain at home in the next in 2023 till only God knows when, it depends on them. The onus lies on them for whether to reclaim their country and hold on to it. Now they have choices. The choices are there before them. It is now left for them to, we have seen one. It's not too far-fetched. We have seen one. We have seen what he did with education in Anambra State when he was governor, talking about Peter Obi now. Even though I am from the PDP, but the future of this country is paramount to me. Party aside, individuals aside. But I have to tell you, we're now looking at, now you make reference to Tinubu, what his claim that what he did, he built Lagos State. Yes, he never built Lagos State. No, sir. He never built Lagos State. All the institutions, all the private sectors and public sectors, the structures and everything was already working in Lagos State. All he did was to increase the tariff, the tax collection, and he was the one that increased it. Now the thing, he increased the tax collection, the revenue inflow, the IGR, but left Lagos in debt. So how can he justify that? He said he built the economy, but where is the finance he built? It was not. It's nowhere. So now we have somebody who has a track record, Mr. Go and Verify. It is not left for the youth. The lecturers shouldn't even cry much, because the February is just a few months away, about 3 months from now. Let them just hold their peace. You understand? By on the 25th of February, these things will be settled in the ballot boxes. As simple as that.
And so, in fact, as long as these youths are at home, it's a constant reminder.
Yes.
It's a constant reminder upon them that if you want to continue staying at home,
yes,
vote for all these old men.
That's just the thing.
Vote for them. You will continue saying. In fact,
you will be completely out of school even.
The next thing will be to change the schools and remove them or send them to private churches and all that.
Yes, and use them as
one of the presidential candidates has even announced that, that they are going to.
You will pay so exorbitantly that your parents cannot even afford to pay your school fees.
And one of them has said that he's going to continue the legacies of the present government. So that's one of the legacies. Look at this thing as part of the legacy.
What worries me when I see a youth carrying posters of this old man?
And
a youth that has no job, maybe because you are giving 500,000 or whatever, you carry their poster and you say
no.
The man be born again after being old.
No, don't.
How can we sing the Lord's song in a strange land?
Don't blame them much. This thing is a kind of a pay as you go kind of service. You understand? It's pay as you go. So they pay them for carrying their poster.
I said you made a statement the other time. Among all the presidential candidates, I've not heard about any person called Uchobi. I know about P2B, I know Atiku Abubakar, I know.
As far as Abia State is concerned, well, we have formed a movement called Uchobi movement.
Who is Uche?
Uche is Uche Ikone for governor.
Okay.
P2B for president. Vote for P2B for president. Vote Uche Ikone for governor. That is Uchobi movement. Where we have people with capacity. It doesn't matter the party they come from. We are going to vote individuals. I don't believe that movement does not believe in 5/5. We believe in who you are, what you can do. Like the governor, Governor Ibazu. Okay. As far as I'm concerned in Abia State, he has performed. If he goes to the Senate, he will not go there to fight Mr. President. He will go there to fight for what will come to Abia. If he begins to fight for Mr. President, then we will tell you so. And it is not in his character. This is a governor I have known that even when you are insulting him, he is laughing. He is not a vanguard. He's not a fighter. He doesn't fight people. He believes in issues. So all these people, it doesn't matter the party you are. If you are not the kind of candidate we need, the youth will be told, we don't belong to parties. We base on issues and individuals. What you can do, the capacity you have, the tact.
All right, Honorable, let me come back to you. Now we are talking about ASUU, no work, no pay. Now, as it stands now, we are entering the Yuletide period. The festive period, that is December. And after that, by January, February, we'll be very serious with the elections. If ASUU decides to go back, because I had ASUU said, since federal government have decided to give them deserved salary, all the curriculum they never visited, they are not going to visit them again, since they have taken their own pound of flesh. That automatically means they are going to start afresh. I will still want to ask again. Somebody amongst you mentioned about asking the students to relax, or lecturers relax until February. You said that. So what will happen both to the institutions as students and even the lecturers within now? Now they are threatening to go back on strike.
Yeah, what I would say is that will show you the level of heartlessness of this administration, of the Buhari-led federal government, upon the Nigerian people.
Please, our viewers and those who are watching us here on Living Television, issues of the moment is a current affairs issue, even in Nigeria today. Whatever any person says is owned by him, has nothing to do with opinion of the Living Television. I want you to know that. Go ahead.
Yeah. It's like you are telling me, as of telling me that I should be held responsible for whatever I said, but I should be held responsible. You understand? I'm speaking for Nigerians, speaking the mind of millions of Nigerians out there. I am a Nigerian. I am embittered with the ongoings. See, the thing is, sometimes I wonder if these people have feelings at all for the poor Nigerian masses who even voted them. However, to answer your question correctly, directly, see, the Christmas is coming, and unfortunately, the federal government has said they are sticking to this no work, no pay policy. And from what we are hearing from the ASUU, that means ASUU will be going on strike again. If that happens, let Nigerians, like the council have said, my colleague here, let them see them. This December that is coming, December January, February as just 3 months of sacrifice. What I would appeal to them to do is, for those of them who registered, who did their voters registration from location that is far from their place of residence, who registered around their school, let them save money to transport themselves to go to their school, and let us prepare them in February. What just like Council have said, it is campaign they are doing. They are trying to tell Nigerians that, look, that we are worthless. If at the end of the day we still vote them after all these things, that means Nigerians, every one of us is stupid as they have taken us to be. So forget my language. But the thing now is this: what I said earlier on, I still stand by it. I'm appealing to students and parents. Remember, we are talking about students and talking about ASUU. The multiplier effect. The parents are also involved. They are on their wall, the keepers of these students. So at the end of the day, let everybody just be patient. It's almost just about 3 months. By the time we vote correctly, we are able to elect the man. But my only fear is and concern is INEC. If they will do what they are preaching and what they are trying to make Nigerians believe that they will do, if they remain faithful to that, I think all these things will change. And once 25th of February comes and go, but we have elected Nigerians have chosen their own leader, I can tell you that for free, that even before the end of February, things will begin to turn around.
Okay, Barrister St. Moses, from what he said, talking about the multipliers effect, we were just looking at the students and also the lecturers. Okay, well, maybe let's take this call. Okay, sorry. Please, you can call us. You can call back again. Remember, it's still 091-682-84994. 091-682-84994. You can call us, tell us where you're calling from, your address, your suggestion or contribution, or even questions. Right. While saying that, yeah, Sembo, talking about the multipliers effects as it concerns students, here in this studio about a week ago, somebody told us that the thing is affecting even the students, because when you have about 2 or 3 in the university and you had mapped out how you're going to live with the remaining ones who are still in the secondary school, or maybe you and your wife alone now, and coming back, considering the rate of inflation also in this country.
And it also increases insecurity.
And things like that. So let us look at that effect as it concerns the parents.
You see, me, I have my work at the university. And the glory be to God is in a state university, Abia State University. When Abia State University made the mistake in joining in that strike, we questioned why. You are joining in a strike that the people who are causing the strike have no end in sight. Whatever policy or agreement they made with us national has no bearing with state universities. So now,
let's quickly take this. Hello, this is Living TV. Hello. Issues of the moment. Tell us your name, where you're calling from.
Sule.
Your name is Sule.
I am calling from Akwete.
Okay. Go ahead.
One of you mentioned Uchobi there. I don't know what is Uchobi.
Okay, some more.
Uchobi is Itobi for president, Uchi Ikonne for governor of the state.
Did you hear that?
It's a movement that talks about individuals and not parties.
Okay, he's gone. You heard that? He said Uchobi means vote in Abia State here, vote Peter Obi for president and vote Professor Eliezer Uchikene for governor. That's what they mean by Uchobi movement. This is Living TV. It's not we are not political parties. We don't belong to any. The television stands aloof of its own, irrespective of the CEO's attachment with any political party.
So what I was saying is this. The multiplier effect is that they're increasing anti-votes for them, for the ruling party.
And you shouldn't pity them for that.
They are now canvassing and campaigning against themselves. Because when you begin a policy, our people in Igbo language says it this way. Anaga eji osisi apampialaka apoketa nketa pio pio pio, you are handling a cane. When the dog is coming and he sees the cane, he will run back. So these people, the ruling government with the ruling party, are handling a very severe hardened cane rod in their hands while inviting the dog to come and eat. It will have a multiplying effect. All the youths in this country will see the future. If that man who is begging you for vote is having such a severe retrogressive policy against you, having such non-remorseful position against you and your parents, the youths and the children, the students of this country, numbering millions, when you vote them in, you begin to imagine what they are going to do. So this is Amotos.
Okay, Honorable, before we go for today, what is your take on this, finally?
Yeah, my take on that, I feel honestly, from the root of my heart, I feel for ASUU. And I feel for everyone that is directly affected by this. And you see, the thing is not just affecting the students, like I said earlier on, the multiplier effect. And that includes those that run their businesses around these various schools. You understand? They are out of business now, as we speak. And then it increases the security challenge that we have in the country now. But I just wish that this present government will listen to voice of reasoning and come back to their senses and be able to do the needful to bring back the ASUU, and not just the negotiation, but to do that. I will tell you that agreement is agreement, So I want to appeal to them to listen to voice of reason and then come back and pay the distance, because even the scripture, I am a Christian, the Bible says that a worker, a laborer is entitled to his wages. How come now these people will go on recess? Mr. President went on a medical trip, outside the country some time ago. That was in his first tenure or thereabout, and stayed for over 100 days. Yet he was not paid half salary. It is not a record that he was paid half salary. He collected his salary even while in a hospital bed, and he was not performing. And somebody, Osibanjo, was acting as president. Yet he came back and took his full salary. And now he wants to punish these people. So, the thing is that just
and we're building railroad from Nigeria.
Yeah, to Niger. Not only that, if you have traveled to the north recently, you will understand the speed, the enormous speed with which the federal government is building the pipeline from Nigeria to Niger.
You're trying to transfer Nigeria to Nigeria.
I don't know. Thank God that the administration is winding up.
Even the 1.5 billion naira is
they bought for yet the Nigerian police here is underfunded. You understand? The teachers are not paid. They cannot borrow. They will not borrow to pay the university lecturers, but they will borrow to buy SUV vehicles for Niger Republic. Isn't this embarrassing? So finally, please, Nigerian youths, just like St. Moses has said, Nigerian youths, be reawakened. Be conscious of you. Nobody to save this country again except you. Just wake up, recover the nation, recover the country, and hold on to it. These old people started holding the country when they were about your age, but now they are still holding it. Now that they are the age of your grandfather or your grandmother. So now wake up and recover the country and hold on to it. Sack them.
With your PVC, not with God.
Yes, so with your PVC. Sack them. Get your PVC.
All right, some more.
APV.
No.
Sack them with your APC.
That's Tinubu. We are using our PVC. APC as a party, we use
You see,
APV.
we want these people to come out and tell us what they will do and how. Not calling this person a clown, calling another person calling names. Because there is nothing.
Because they have nothing.
They have nothing to offer.
They have nothing.
And look at the youth of this country, bubbling everywhere. In spite of unemployment, they are trying. Then you want to hand over a government, hand over power to another government that will pauperize you, mash you into severe poverty or reclaimable poverty. God forbid.
There will be important.
We are not going to follow party this time around.
We are important adult.
We are aggrieved. Every Nigerian should get up. If they offer you money, collect it.
That's it.
But have one thing at the back of your mind, that the future of this country is in their PVC.
Sure.
All right, our wonderful viewers, this is where we're going to draw the curtain today. Have your PVC, and remember that Nigeria will be great again. Depends on your PVC and depends on who you are voting for. You've had them all, and we must make sure, just like Obasanjo said some weeks back, that if we fail to get it right this time, we are automatically launching ourselves into serious anarchy. God forbid. From my far left in today's discussion is Moses Obona. Moses Obona, thank you for being part of the program.
Thank you very much.
And Honorable Emeka Hedru. Honorable, thank you for being part of the program.
Thank you very much.
Please, Young Command Chinedum Adiele. Remember, tomorrow we'll be having Nigeria Today. Don't get away, keep watching Living TV until we are back again.
Allow me to enjoy myself. I love you. Oh, yeah.
Have you heard that Living Television, the latest satellite station on SatView channel, is received all over Nigeria and Africa? You can watch Living Television on every free-to-air HD decoder, including Strong HD and CSAT HD. Why keep paying for monthly subscriptions when you can have fun for free? With Living Television, you can watch lots of wrestling, football, documentaries, and Nigerian films, including discussions and debates on current Nigeria issues. Watch free live matches on La Liga Spain cum Serie A, Italy cum Bundesliga, German League 1, and French matches on over 80 premium channels. Wow! You can also sponsor your programs such as live church services and crusades, political rallies, burial and wedding ceremonies, promotional interviews, announcements, advertisements, documentaries, and commercials. We are situated at number 1 Judges Street off Ikorekmane Road, Aba, Abia State. For further enquiries, call 0805 367 3900. Signed, Management.
I love you.